Hello, my name is Brad Plyam, and this is an introductory video for the Unitraverse Desktop Productivity Application, the UD app for short. I have it right here on the screen, and you can see it has two main areas, a menu on the left-hand side and a content area on the right-hand side that's populated with content items. Each of these items can be selected, and by using the up and down arrow keys you can move around inside the information vault. There are different types of resources here, such as URL, browser tab resources. There's a text doc resource, and there are file system resources that are not text documents. These items here don't have an icon next to them. These are context nodes. They're a lot like file system directories, and you'll see how they work as I move along here. At the very top, you're going to have this navigational path, and it's a lot like what you'll see in a website. It tells you where you are inside the information vault. Like right now, currently, the selected location is Independent School District 196. That's the scope item right now. And so what is this for, and why would this be useful for somebody? Basically, it does a couple things. One is we want to get rid of some of the clutter on the desktop and reduce the eye strain when you're working with a lot of information, and maybe you're switching back and forth from working on one project to another. And the other thing is too, you want to be able to find things that are your bookmarks or your files without too much looking around, and in a location that makes sense for you. And notice that URLs and URLs and file system items can be located together and stored in the same location. So I think that's kind of great. Notice the tabs across the top, and so imagine, let's say you've spent a lot of time finding some great web pages that you want to save and hang on to. Right now, you're going to have to switch to working on some new project. So let's save these before we start the new project, and we can create a location for them by going to Add Context Node and specifying a name. We'll just say Vacation Hotspots, and with the enter button I go inside, and here I am. How do I pull these all into this location? I can click on Capture URLs, and notice I can choose the ones that I want, and then when I'm done, I will see them in this location. I can save these and come back to them when I come back to this vault location. So right now, to remove the clutter from my desktop, I can start to close these with the close command. But the fastest way, of course, is to work with entire groups. And I want to close all of these tabs all at once by going into group mode. I press the G key to do that. And notice that these submenus are starting to appear to help me work with an entire group of items. So I'm going to close the sibling URLs like this, and they vanish, which is what I want, so I can start to work on my new workflow, my new project. And so a location for this new project, let's just add that. Add context node, new work, for lack of a better name. And I don't really know of a good location just yet, so we'll put it at the top level of this vault. And inside here, I want to create a tracking document. So add text doc. Let me try that again. Add with the Alt key, so it launches right away, text doc. And for purposes of this video, I'm going to just type gemstones research. And I use the txt file extension. And so it's launching right away for me with a file system location, a file name, and a title. And I can just type in there right away what it is I'm doing that I want to do with this research. I want to learn about the types of gemstones and who are the best suppliers. All right. So that is getting me. That's gotten me set up pretty good. Although sometimes when I do some research, I keep certain documents open all the time, not just for one project, not just for one location, but these are common quick reference documents. And so I will open those up as well. So I'm in group mode already. I open those. I'm going to open all siblings. There they are. That's great. So I have those open and I'm ready to go. Next time I want it to be a little easier though. So I want to just open my customized group so that these are opened at the same time as my gems text file is also open. To do that, what I will do is I will tag either a selected item or whatever local items are open. And in this case, I'm going to tag all open items and provide a tag name or a group name. Okay, I'm just going to use the word urgent as a moniker for that. Okay, so these all show me that are showing that they are part of or members of the urgent group. And so I will go back to my other location here for new work, and I'm going to close and open those just to demonstrate that now my new group can be opened and closed easily. So I go to close, and look what happened in this submenu. I have the urgent group showing, so I can just close all of those right away, and it does show that those are gone, and I can open them just as easily now. Open urgent group, and there they are. Okay, so I'm ready to launch into my online research, and I'll go ahead and save my work here at this point. And I'm going to launch a new tab, add URL, and once again holding down the Alt key, that makes it launch right away. And I'm going to type in from this default web search page, I'm going to search for types of gemstones. And as I'm working along here, I'm bound to find a page that I really like, and I'm going to save that page in my vault. So notice that when I come back here, this location for that tab that we opened is now updated to the Wixen site. And the reason it was able to do that was because, basically we added the tab tracking extension in Google's to the Google browser. And it's the Unitraverse Desktop Tab Tracking extension. But inside the app, the reason it updated is because this push pin was in the unstuck position. I can click on it and set it to the stuck position, or if I want to keep updating as I navigate around, as I web surf, I can keep it unstuck. And then notice that when I save, though, for any newly launched URL or newly launched tab, the push pin is automatically set to the stuck position. Okay, so now everything's saved, and fast forward a little bit and imagine that, so I've learned a lot, I've learned something about the categories of gemstones, the types of gemstones, and I want to track my findings. So I'll create, using the shortcut key, the N shortcut key, a new context node for each group, like beryl, and then something called corundum, and organic is another group of gemstone, and quartz. Alright, so also I learned that for beryl, there's two of the types of gems that go into that category are emeralds and aquamarines. Alright, and that is moving right along. And but there's a new location I want to give all of my stuff. So I'm not just going to leave it here at the top folder anymore. What I like is I like it better to have it at a supplier's location. So I'm going to create that right now. Suppliers. Spelled that wrong. That's kind of funny. And I'm going to go and copy all of this with the keyboard shortcut is C on the keypad. Copy it, and then V to paste. And you can see I have all my stuff, a copy of all my stuff there. I'm going to go back now. Let me save this. I'm going to go back and delete the original with just remove. Okay? And just for demo purposes, let's just say I suddenly forgot where this was. You know, I'm going to look for it by changing the view that I have of my vault. So in order to do that, I have to container select. So when I cycle through the different selections, notice I can container select where the blue dotted line is around everything. I go to edit, and I come down here to the default presentation, currently set to list, and I change that to entire branch. Okay, so now I have a view of everything in my vault. My vacation hotspots here. I have my work. Ah, yes, it was in the suppliers vault. So I'm going to come back here to suppliers, and then new work. Okay, so this new work item here, I don't need to have that anymore. But if I delete that, I'm going to lose all my stuff. So what I will do, instead of clicking on remove, I'm going to do Alt remove. Hold down the Alt key first. And that got rid of that intermediary location. So I have everything right under suppliers where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay. And so things are looking good, and I kind of have what I want. But you know, gosh, I really wish I had the ability to see what was in here inside a barrel in a single glance. You know, at a glance. So if I navigate, yeah, sure, I can get there. But to see everything at a glance, I'm going to need a table. Just so happens that I have a table ready to go. As that's what we do in demos, samples, and I'm going to grab this table called gemstones. There's a trick though. When I change URLs here, I can no longer use the C shortcut or the V shortcut. Those buffers disappear. So I will grab the JSON for this gemstones item. So Alt JSON. So if I view JSON, it's showing me the whole vault. I don't want that. I just want this gemstones JSON. So Alt view JSON, and then I Command A and Command C to select that. It's now on the operating system's clipboard, and I can paste that in. I'm going to go ahead and reload this. I can paste that in here. So I do add from JSON here, and I do Command V, or on Windows it would be Control V, and there I go. I have my gemstones table ready to go. I'm going to get rid of these now. So remove. I'm going to remove the ones that are I don't need anymore because I have it all in my table. I can iterate around, navigate these, and I can edit those. So these tables are pretty cool. When you want to add a row, you just do you can container select and add, and notice that there's a table row and table data cell menu item that's added to this. I'm going to add a row. So which makes this particular view, this default presentation called table, it's a lot like an applet. Okay, so I've added a new row, and I can add as many of these data cells with the D shortcut as I want. And so there we go. I have a new row. I can edit the name of the row, but I won't demonstrate that right now. So I've kind of explained how to keep track of items and how to organize things the way you want. The only thing left for me to touch on is that there are a little bit more I want to say. There's a little bit more I want to say about the default presentations, and you can look at them on your own and play around with them. But I'll go to the samples page to demo that. So, for example, this is we've already seen this one. The entire tree keeps track of the hierarchy. Each indent is showing us how deep in the tree something is. You can select that and go to it just like you would in the basic list. Okay, and then also I have a lot of vault data here that shows an interesting view when I select table. I'll edit this. I container select, then edit and go to table, and I OK that. And so notice the display is not so simple. It's not like a simple table command. It's not like a simple presentation when I use these commands here, because the content was created not using those commands. It was created when they were lists. So the presentation changes a little bit, but these can be formatted. The formatting of the cells are preserved. So this is a key value pair format, and notice when I had it in the table, it preserved that formatting. So you can download this and try it out. There's a 15-day free trial period, and you can get starter vaults such as this, like UDBiz. And if you want to start from there instead of starting from scratch, let's say you don't like something, you don't need the how-to guide, just remove it. Or there's UD Research, and that's it. You can be off and running and have less clutter on your desktop, and you can and find things easier, and make context switches, switching from one project to another without having to leave this clutter around for doing that. And so I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. And if you want to download, just come to this website. It's unitraverse.com. And thank you very much for listening. And I'll talk to you soon.